And when I walked through the door, he was not sitting on the couch. So she had also told me, like, call his name or whatever, he'll hear you. I went through the doors. He wasn't sitting on the couch. So his bedroom was downstairs. So I'm calling his name like, oh, Pops. I'm like, maybe he can't hear me. He's downstairs. So I went downstairs to go into his room and to find my granddad there. He had transitioned. In that moment, it was kind of like a outer body experience. I couldn't really explain it. But it was also like the Holy Spirit was guiding me through this. Kind of how like God was literally walking with me through. I wasn't doing it on my own, if this makes sense. I know it probably sounds crazy, but I was not doing this on my own. I did not have the strength to. And it was almost like the Lord knew that I wasn't going to have the strength to. So the Holy Spirit was giving me that push. He knew that I was going to be delayed. He knew that I was going to try to procrastinate it, all of that. But I just kept feeling and hearing him say, like, this is happening to you, but it's happening for you. And obviously, I didn't know how to accept it, but I had to go through it. At this point, I'm here now with my granddad's lifeless body and not really knowing what to do in the natural sense, but knowing I have to do something. I knew, for one, I couldn't call my dad because I knew what it would do to him. I knew I couldn't call my aunt in that moment. So what I ended up doing was calling my siblings. I first called my sister and then I think my brother, I don't know. But I know I called them both. I called both of my siblings and, they're kind of like, what? Wait. They're kind of hysterical at the time. And I hung up with them. I don't know how I got to this point, but I remember calling the ambulance. Like, maybe he just is not breathing and they can save him or something. But ultimately, it was like something in me knew that he was gone. So I called the ambulance and I remember just like crying and everything. But at the same time, I kept hearing the Holy Spirit just like, okay, daughter, I'm going to hold your hand through this. You don't understand now, but this is happening for you. And I could not I couldn't grab onto that word like at all because this is my granddad. This is all I know. This is all I've known all my life. It's unfamiliar. And mind you, this is what I said, like, I've never shared this with anybody, but like 2 weeks before this, I ended up calling my granddad like, hey, Pops, I'm just calling and I wanted to let you know I'm going to make my way over there. I hadn't seen you in a minute, but I wanted you to know that I'm coming over to see you. And he's like, oh, okay, baby. And I realized I didn't want to share this particular thing with anybody because I felt a little guilty, mainly because there was 2 weeks and I didn't make it over there until this particular point. And now that I'm there, he's gone. So I felt some guilt and shame and never shared that with anybody, but the Lord is working with me through that and let me know it was okay to share it right now. So yeah, the ambulance is there and I don't know how all these other people came. I think I ended up texting my aunt as well, which is horrible, but I think I did. I think I texted her like, hey, Pop's not waking up. It was, like I said, it was an out of body thing. So I was just in that moment. And, but it was amazing because the Holy Spirit was still keeping me. I know that now because he was still communicating with me. I could still hear God through this, but it was so chaotic and it was almost like I couldn't understand, I couldn't see and all of this, but I could hear God and I could feel his presence. And he still showed me so much in that moment.